Hey everyone, I'm Orca Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. This is going to be a two-part video. It's going to be a sneak peek along with just information on, I guess, someone who's impersonating me, and I imagine they're probably impersonating other people as well. Quote unquote, like semi-famous people. I hate to use that, but I don't know. I don't like that. So I'm gonna start with the sneak peek, and then I'll talk about the second part because otherwise I'm gonna be pretty livid talking about the second part first. So I don't want to be angry when I make the sneak peek portion. So I'm gonna do the sneak peek. If you don't want to hear about the rest, if it doesn't pertain to you, then by all means you can ignore it. But I think it's super valuable and important that you hear that second part. But I just want to be in a good mood when I start talking about that before I go angry. I don't think I'll get angry, but we'll see what happens. So with that being said, the sneak peek. So here is the weekly calendar. So for July 13th through July 19th, all the way through Sunday, this is the information we have, and we also have information for next week. So I'm recording this on Monday. So Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we're going to get the Mr. Beast Relic Island. So that's when we get the new overpowered, it's basically a charging banner, but like it increases max stamina at the start of the battle. I think it's pretty powerful because charging banner has always been a very powerful relic, and now that we're getting essentially a diamond version of it, I think that's insane, especially with all the stamina draining and everything going on. I mean, you're going to be able to equip this on your extra turns and everything. I mean, they just became even more powerful. So it's definitely a great, fantastic relic. We're also getting these Smart and Froma pathways. Now, you should know that this is only available to you if you are a previous owner of the mythic monsters. This is why I stress to you guys, please, please, please get a mythic monster. Get a copy of the mythic monster, because as of right now, there's no way to get old mythic monsters unless SocialPoint puts the monster cells in Monsterwood. For example, right now we have Watts and Moonhaze cells in Monsterwood, which are previous free-to-play Legend Pass monsters. I don't know if they're going to put old monsters in there. I don't know if Armor Claw is going to get in there anytime soon. So please get a mythic monster. Right now we have the Crusty Tails. Please get Krusty, because there's going to be events for him. There's going to be mini mazes. There's going to be, maybe in Monsterwood, we might see some cells. I don't know, in the future. So please just get a copy of the mythic monster whenever they become available. There's also going to be a relic breeding event that'll last for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, so 3 days. And then on Wednesday, it's essentially the same as Tuesday. Same for Thursday, although Elite Days is going to start on Thursday. So for those of you that have been waiting to use your Elite Souls to get your Wormlad, your Grakon, you have on Thursday. That's when you can start. On Friday, we get a brand new maze, the Liberation Maze, and this is where we get that brand new mythic monster that is going to have a single pierce skill that deals like heavy damage. So that is the monster we've been waiting to see, the stats and everything, the relics he can hold and everything. I mean, based on his design, he looks like he can hold two swords. Most likely, though, it's going to be a sword and an armor. He's a heavy earth attacker, so he's going to be interesting. His existence might be the end to Wormlad and Grakon, but at the same time maybe not, because they can hold revival essence. So who cares if he goes through Pierce and kills them at once? They'll both resurrect. So I don't know how influential he'll be. We also recently got Muchi, who is a very, very strong attacker. So who's going to be a stronger attacker? This Muchi monster that has damage increase at the start of the battle, or this monster that has Pierce mechanic? I guess we'll find out once he's out on Friday. Alright, let's see what else we have. Saturday we have the Dragar Challenge, if you want to get Dragar. Sunday we have the Vault Keys Challenge. It's a great way to get extra storage. And we have information that next week there's going to be the Hammer and Anvil Marathon. It feels like the Norm Marathon just passed. No, not even the Norm Marathon. The, what's her name? The Siamese. It feels like the Siamese Marathon just passed. But already we're getting information for the next marathon. And I gotta say, monster design looks pretty cool. Gonna be a fire monster, looks like it. Maybe an argument can be made for metal. But, I mean, looks really cool. Looking forward to seeing more information about this monster. And then we talked about this in the last video, but just really quickly, this is going to be the monster from the Liberation Maze, Vastus. And as you can see, this is a skill that has everyone, like, in our seats. Like, what is it going to be? Is it going to be that powerful? Is it not going to be powerful? Applies Pierce to itself, deals massive special damage to an enemy. So for sure, this monster is going to be OTK in any legendary, right? All those Hornets, and Hornet can't revive, so he's in trouble. But yeah, Wormlad Grakon, he's going to get OTK'd. A massive special attack. My goodness. And also, this monster can apply the positive protection to himself, if I remember correctly. Right here. Applies positive protection. If you apply positive protection and then do the Pierce skill, from previous testing on monsters that have similar mechanics, you will keep the Pierce. So potentially this monster can, like if you turn transfer into him, there's a way to keep that Pierce for longer than just using the skill. So, I mean, even that aside, like, the fact that you can still bypass an Armor Claw's taunt, an Unspeakable's taunt, or an Urder's taunt, and get straight to the dodge area monster, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Even considering like Lanrad just got released, can do sun protection, grant evasion and everything. I think you might still be able to target the monster and just pierce through the evasion and everything and attack it. So he's definitely going to be formidable. I can imagine 150s in this monster on defense being like a scary opponent to battle, especially if he can hold like a cane sword. If he can hold double sword, that'd be crazy, but I really, just based on the monster design, I can see him being armor and sword relic. So yeah, here's this monster. He's going to be available. He is available to free-to-play players, right? Because he's a maze monster. Maze monsters are always available to free-to-play players. So you definitely want to get him. And by the way, his rank at 0 is hardened. At rank 1, he's immune to blind, so no total blind against this monster. And at rank 3, he gains trait protection, which I honestly don't think is a big deal, getting this monster to rank 3 just for that trait protection. The only reason you want to rank this monster up, really, is at least to rank 1 for that blind immunity, and then just to increase the stats even more. And then this is the other information we have, the Dragar challenge, as we talked about earlier, and the Water Out Colosal, which is why I made that video about the water monsters and who I think you should go for. And I mean, if you didn't watch that video because it was pretty long, I really went through every single monster just in case. Here's the easy thing to say. The easy thing to say is go for Izel. He has Megaton. He's actually usable in a Mythic era, but you might not have the combinations for Izel. So in that video I made on breed any water monster, I really talk about every single monster in case you don't happen to have a certain combination for the specific monster you want. You can kind of, I give you my opinion on every monster, and hopefully you have a better idea of who to go for. But with that being said, the easy answer is go for Izel because he has Megatons. I mean, it's straightforward. He has Megaton. He has a great skill set. Really, he's the best monster to go for. I made an argument that you could go for Gorg because he has a status caster Shock, and Shock will stop the extra turns from utilizing the extra turn skills. So there's a viable, there's viability to them just for the status caster Shock at the start of the battle. That's why I would say get Gorg. If you have him at rank 4, he has a really great skill set too. But I mean, really, Izel is more usable than a Gorg. And then I also made some arguments for Hukuai, just because he can hold a revival essence. He still has anticipation. So even if he, like, if you have Hukuai and you have a taunt monster like Armor Claw, the enemy, Nor for example, would have to attack Armor Claw, your anticipation would trigger, you would be able to activate cooldowns on any monster you wanted to, you'd be able to sunburn the enemy. So I still think there's some argument for Hukuai, not to mention he can hold a revival lesson, so even if he dies, he can come back to life, right? That's one of the reasons we really like Wormlad and Grakon a lot. And then I also made some arguments for the dodge area monsters, man, what are their names? Phrase-Rot and Frostilka more than anyone, just because they have dodge area and they can partner up with a taunt monster. Although now we have this Pierce monster coming out, so I don't know how viable that is. But yeah, I mean, Izel is the easy one. If you can make the combination for him, his Mega Taunt makes him viable. But yeah, so there's that. The mini Maze Island, this pass, unless it's going to be with Froma and Svart. So it feels like SocialPoint is always going to do these mini Maze Islands now with 2 mythic monsters. So again, if you don't see the pathway for Froma, for example, that's because you don't have Froma. The only way to see these pathways is you need to be an owner of the monsters. We have a Guava Juice challenge. That's not really worth it. Race breeding. So you're going to get a chance to breed Neobuki and Cryoton using Voltic and Taiga. Which, by the way, Taiga is a monster that is consistently being used in breeding events. So if you ever get some chance to hatch a Taiga because you don't have one, or request cells for Taiga, you should really start doing that. Or in Monster Cell Week, if you see Taiga cells, you should pick some up. Same for Voltic. They are constantly used in breeding events. So you definitely want to pick them up. And another monster you want to pick up 100% is Lord Moltis. He is constantly used in breeding events as well, so make sure to pick him up whenever that event is. And that's pretty much all the information we have for a sneak peek. Now let's talk about the other part of the video. Alright, so I want to start by giving a huge shout out to Chinchilla for essentially finding this fake armor. And the reason I said I wanted to do this part second is because I just don't understand how there can be people out there that want to take advantage of a situation, and in this case, like impersonating myself. But of course, there's always going to be people that try to impersonate someone who's like semi-popular and try to trick people to giving them their account information or other valuable information, and then people lose their accounts, and it really, really, really sucks that people are willing to do this. So this is like an announcement video for you guys to not fall for it. But also, like, I wish I could understand what goes through their mind that someone decides to get up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna go scam people today. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. But with that being said, huge shout out to Chinchilla for finding this imposter Armor Gaming, and also to Walter. There's gonna be some screenshots from Walter as well. But let's see. This is how it starts. So, as you can see, there's Armor Gaming. That's my logo. You would assume it's me, right? So look what he says. Yo, you won the giveaway for gems. Just give me info and show proof. First of all, I pretty much will always speak in complete sentences. But more importantly, I will never put the letter U. I always write out U. I write out all my words. I don't do that U stuff. I don't like that stuff. So that's a huge red flag right there. So Chinchilla replies, and you guys should know Chinchilla, right? Moderator, helps me keep track of all the friendly battles. So huge shout out to Chinchilla once again. All right, what info do you need? Your monster legends, and you what? Your monster legends and you. There's that you again. You gotta. I don't think I say gotta. You gotta show proof. What's your YouTube name? Oh, but you do apostrophe S? Or you do the contraction? Alright. So Chinchilla replies, Chinchilla Gamer, to see if you're the right person. I'm surprised he didn't put you are. Let's see. Alright, I know what is your game legends info. That hurts my head. Alright, Chinchilla says, let me check. Alright, and then that transitions to this. Okay, thanks. Here is the Gmail. I'm gonna put this in a vid. By the way, I'm recording. Chinchilla says, nice. Okay, I'm ready. I love Chinchilla. Chinchilla, I love turtles at gmail.com, and the password is lilpanda69. Alright, the fake armor says, wait, my game is loading. Chinchilla says, okay. And let's see the next part. For some reason, it's stuck. Oh, is it ready? Nah, let me reload. Could my friend get in on the price too? No work. Sorry, no. I'm actually surprised he said no. Like, you would think a scammer would be like, yeah, give me more info. Alright, Chinchilla says, okay, could we talk, 3 of us, in just a group chat? He really wants to talk to you. He loves your channel. Okay, now he said, alright, the info you gave is incorrect, by the way. No, try it again. And then, oh my gosh, this is funny. And then he says, yep, Kay, it sometimes does that for me. Facebook, right? Yep, doesn't work. It doesn't even exit. Double check. Okay, try this one. CookieDog at gmail.com, same password. Okay, password is wrong. And then Chinchilla says, Fire and a Lover 85. Okay, and so now Chinchilla brings in Walter, who's another member of this channel, also a mod. Huge shout out to both of you guys. So Chinchilla says, hey guys, and then Walter says, you won the Armor Gaming giveaway 3 times exclamation marks. And then to redeem your prize, I need every single personal info you have, including birth certificates. And this fake armor's like, question mark, what's going on? And then Walter essentially laughs, we ain't fools, we know Armor Gaming better than you do. True, all my members are in a private Discord with just us, so obviously they know me, they personally know me. And then Armor Gaming says, I know. What do you mean you know? And then with a little hand in the eyes, I'm not stupid, the moment email was wrong, I knew you knew, lol. I was just like, okay, yeah, please stop scamming. I'm not, see though, okay, like, what response is that? I'm not, so clearly he was trying to get Chinchilla's information. Clearly he was trying to log in because he found out the password was wrong. And then he's like, I knew the moment the email was wrong. I knew that you guys were onto me. And then he's like, stop scamming. He's like, I'm not scamming. Like, what? Walter said you need friends. And then Chinchilla's like, do I still get my prize? Oh, I love it. And then he says, looks like you wasn't the real Chinchilla. Sorry, my friend, I'm out. Like, what? I'm curious how this conversation continued, but I mean, yeah, there's a fake armor. I imagine he's also impersonating other people. So this is just, it's a fun little troll on him, but it's also like, guys, please know that I will personally never ask you for your information or anything. If we do a giveaway, I always do it through the proper channels. I always will give you, if it's sponsored by SocialPoint, I will hook you up with the SocialPoint associate so they can give you the info. I won't be logging into your account or anything like that. But if there ever is a giveaway or something that I'm doing, it will be posted on the channel. So if you ever get contacted by a fake Armor Gaming via Discord saying, hey, you won something, and you haven't seen a YouTube video about a giveaway, then there is no giveaway, okay? I promote everything through YouTube. I don't have a Twitter. Well, I do, but I don't use it. So if it's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it may be, if it doesn't come from YouTube, know that it is not the real me. Also, just so you guys know, on Discord, this is what my account looks like. So, I don't know if you guys noticed this. It's kind of just a funny quirk that I do. My profile pic has a Christmas hat. It's had a Santa hat for as long as I can remember. I just like to do this thing. Like, even for Halloween, I kept my name as, like, Armor Boo or Armor Booween or something like that. I kept it for the longest. And then, I think this past Christmas, I switched to a Christmas hat. It might have even been 2019. Or sorry, 2018. I've had a Christmas hat for so long, and sometimes people randomly ask me like, hey, Armor, you know it's not Christmas, right? So my profile pic has a Christmas hat, first of all. Second of all, look at my username. It is Armor Gaming, #7246. So if that is not the Armor Gaming that is contacting you, then no, it is a fake Armor. In this case, take a look at his fake number. It is Armor Gaming #5836. More like Armor Gaming #fake. So please, if it is not the one I showed you previously, here, let me pop it up again. If it is not #7246, that is not the real armor. But again, I won't be contacting random people saying you want a giveaway or anything like that. I just won't do that. If anything is legit, it'll be through YouTube. It'll be announced through YouTube more than anything. And yeah, just yeah, I didn't get as mad as I thought I would. I think Chinchilla and Walter really made it funny. So thank you guys for that. But I don't understand how people could do this. I really hate it. It is so darn scummy, especially when it's like, I can understand the perspective of someone like being like, oh my gosh, I look up to this person, they're contacting me, and I want something, and then you could kind of fall for it and want to give your information away. But please just be super careful, guys. Be super careful. Not just with me, but for anyone else you watch or support. Like, be super careful when it comes to giving away your personal information. Do not do it. Just it's better you don't do it. If anything, just always, you can go in the comment section and be like, hey Armor, did you contact me? But I'm telling you right now, like, I will not contact you first. That's just, I don't do that. So if it's a legit giveaway, it'll be through the YouTube channel. But just be careful out there. Again, even if it's not with my channel, just all I have to say is be careful. And again, huge thanks to Chinchilla and Walter for finding this fake armor and you know, giving me some fun to expose them. But yeah, just be careful. I think that's all I gotta say to everyone out there. And have a great day, guys. Let's make this a positive. Have a great day, and remember to subscribe.